Hello, everyone, and welcome to Preventive Maintenance webinar from ORDIN. My name is Denis Ivanov. I'm the founder and technical lead of ORDIN company. Here we also have Anna, my assistant. She will help you with questions, with if you have some technical issues or anything else. So don't hesitate to enter our chat, ask questions, or on the YouTube channel on the same page that you are looking right now. So just let's wait for half a minute so everyone can join, and we will start immediately. So half a minute wait. Thank you. We see more people coming. So yes, Anna, hello.
Hello to everyone, please come. And you may ask questions in the live chat on our website or on YouTube, please. You're welcome.
Yeah, good. So, okay, so waiting for more people to come. And just 20 seconds to start. Basically, apart from our previous webinars, this one is purely dedicated to the product. We'll focus on the features, and we will not hurry, move on slowly, go deep into the details, and try to be as simple as possible. So again, let's focus on questions because we have here a live webinar, so you can ask questions and we will immediately answer them. If you want to see some features coming, so they are also it's available to show you live. That is why this webinar is called live. So on the bottom of the page there is a small button with a chat, and those questions from that chat that you see on the screen on the bottom on the right of the page are visible immediately to us, so we can answer the questions. We can go into deep in some details, so please don't hesitate to ask or use our YouTube channel. Okay, a couple of words about ORDIN. ORDIN is a computer-aided facility management application. It's totally cloud. It's available on the mobile app or web application, and it's focused on speed and simplicity. So we are solving the key problem of the modern facility management that lots of companies around the globe in many countries from US to China are still not using computer-aided facility management systems in their daily operations and facility management. And the key obstacle and the key problem and the key reason why they're not doing this is that inputting data, planning preventive maintenance, inputting data about the equipment, about the building, it seems to be complicated. And here in our system, right now in our webinar, we will show you live that this is not so difficult, and you don't have to spend hours on preventive maintenance scheduling. So it's quite simple and it's accessible to anyone. So what we have in ORDIN application, as I told you, we have a mobile app for the customers and for engineers. We have a web application that you can access through the browser just by inputting the link and starting to work with ready equipment sets, instant maintenance plans, pre-filled checklists, and this is like only takes 2 days to start working. So you input your personal data, you click the equipment that you want to use, add your colleagues, add your customers, they are notified online, they have access to the documentation and screencasts. So this is our key goal: simplicity and speed. So if we look in general at our software, we have 4 cornerstones of the software. Is preventive maintenance, because this is the most important part for modern facility management. Reactive requests and work orders ticketing, this is pretty simple. mobile app, which is available on App Store and Google Play, and reporting, which allows you to send reports to your customer, to the tenants, and use it internally in your platform. Today, we are focusing on very special, and from my personal experience, I know that it's very important part of implementing computer-aided facility management software. We are focusing on inputting preventive maintenance plan. We'll work with equipment, with maintenance scheduler, and we'll see how easy and automatically generate work schedule for the whole year for your building, for your facility management company. So this is the plan what we're going to do today. First of all, we'll focus on frequencies, which is a very important pre-requisition thing for inputting data, because like lots of companies use standard frequencies, but like we do this works annually, semi-annually, quarterly, every month, every week. But ORDIN allows you to create very personalized and very flexible frequencies. Then the most important part is equipment structure. We will see how groups, systems, works, and equipment are gathered together in one interface. Afterwards, we will see how the service card for equipment is automatically created. Then we will clone the equipment, which means that if you input your service card for a single piece of, for example, pump or HVAC or for your boiler, and you have similar equipment on your in your building, you don't have to input one by one. You can just clone the one service card, one maintenance plan, and voila, you just start working with it. So then we'll have a look at final annual schedule, and we'll fine tune it. So every piece of equipment can be maintained in their own week. And at the end, we will just touch a little the controlling of the execution of the work orders for the facility management. Because this is a separate part about the work orders fulfillment, we will talk under our next webinar, but the results will be seen there. So the question, how do you think, how much it will take in terms of time? So let's calculate, let's figure. Okay, we have 10 minutes by 5 GMT 3+, and let's start, let's open the interface and see how long does it take for us to create a plan. Okay, so the very important thing that I want you to look out, and this is the last slide, and this is the last workflow diagram, but this is really important. So let's have a look. This diagram shows us how the equipments are organized in ORDIN. First of all, start from the left. We have system groups. So this is a general groups of equipment like electricity or climate or ventilation or pump, water drainage and so on. So very general groups. Then we go down to systems. Very important thing that inside of the systems, we store similar part of the equipment here. So similar part of the equipment. So for example, only split systems or only pumps, only boilers, and so on. So these pieces of the equipment inside the system, they should be similar. Because when you plan your works, your preventive maintenance works for this system, the checklists and the works are standard, almost standard for all pieces of the equipment that you have here. And based on the equipment and on the works, the work order schedule is generated. Because from my personal experience, for more than 10 years of working with preventive maintenance, this is the most simple and effective way of generating preventive maintenance plan, preventive maintenance schedule throughout the year. So, okay, now let's switch to the interface of the system. We'll take a bit of time, but I think everything's here. So here we have a desktop version of application of ORDIN interface. Let's have a fast look at what we have here. We have here requests, we have here preventive maintenance part, assets, and configuration with companies, users, building structure, and so on. Okay, today we are working here with preventive maintenance. So let's start with system groups, the most upper part of the structure of the equipment inside the building. We keep in mind that throughout the installation of system, the first thing that you've done is you've created the structure of the building. You have premises, you have floors, and you have buildings that you are working with. So the data here is already present. So we have already rooms, we have already building structure and so on, because this is pretty simple. So the first thing that I want to have a look at is frequencies. When you install our software, when you are registered, you already have basic frequencies of works installed, registered, so you can work with them. For example, we have annual, we have semi-annual, we have monthly, we have quarterly. But sometimes you need to make your own frequencies throughout the year when the works are executed. So let's do this. Let's first start, for example, we want to perform some works like 3 times in a year, like 3 times in a year. We'll put it like 3 times in a year, And we are choosing project that we're using right now. You can add any kind of description, but now the name of the frequency is quite obvious. So, and here on the right side, we have weeks of the year. So, okay, if you want to do it, for example, in the middle of spring, so it's somewhere here. Oh no, it's here. And let's then on the 35th week and in the end of the year. So this is like our personal schedule for works management. Okay, so now we have here our frequency 3 times a year registered, and now we can move on for registering the equipment, the structure, and let's start from the upper part. It's very important to start from the upper part, from the system groups. We have several system groups already here in our demo account, but we will create our own. Again, everything is simple. We're not diving into complicated features. This is as simple as possible. So right now, okay, we will create a group system that is like connected with the ventilation and climate. Let's call it ventilation and climate. Here you can input some description. It's very important to put some notes for your colleagues, for example, because in our system, the key idea is that every employee, every member of the team are working inside the ORDIN. Because like if there is only one person working here, there is no value in implementing computer-aided facility management system. The key idea is that CFM software will bring revenues, will bring value, is that every member of a team are working inside the system. So here you can leave some notes, for example, for your colleagues, like please input only ventilation and climate equipment here. Ventilation and climate equipment here. Okay, this is it. The second important thing here is to mention the company. Why should you connect a company to a system group? Sometimes you are responsible for one piece of the equipment and you are maintaining it. But sometimes some pieces of the equipment, for example, they're situated based on the tenant's premises. In this case, you mentioned the tenant as a company owner of these system groups. That allows you to split inside your software the equipment that you are responsible and the equipment that is responsible for the, from other companies, and you are just as a supplier maintaining it. Okay, let's correct the ventilation. Good. So now we have our system group created. What we see here is that it's connected with the client company, the project, and there is 0 systems inside, which is correct. And now we are moving and start to create a system inside the equipment. Okay, we have something here already. And let's create the first one. Let's create, for example, split systems, split air cons. And we know that it's our ventilation and climate system group. Again, very important thing is that you can input some personal descriptions here, some data, some information that you want to for your customer or employees know about, or you even can upload a file, a documentation for that equipment system. So let's add some information, for example, here. Okay, seems to be everything correct. Now we can click a save button, wait for data to upload. And here we have our new system created. And we can have a look at the files attached. Okay, so what we have here, a split systems carrier. Looks pretty nice, so we can check the files and move on. But now there is 0 equipment inside of the system. And it seems now that now we should add some equipment there, but at that stage, I recommend you to start with the next one. Okay, let's again have a look at our structure. You see here, we have number 3, works. So let's first register works for this equipment. So we are moving to maintenance, and here it's called jobs, works. It's basically the same. So, okay, let's create a new one. Okay, good. A bit more fields here. So let's call a split system. You remember we created frequency 3 times a year, so it will be like 3 annual maintenance. That 3 in a year maintenance. Okay, good. You see, it's very important. The next thing you should select is a frequency. So we have 3 times a year frequency. And we are connecting this work with our split air cons. Checklists here, we are not going into these features. It's like advanced one. So we are just focusing on the most simple way of adding equipment to ORDIN computer-aided facility management. So now we're adding works, and let's add some checklist, quite extensive one like here. So here we got a checklist. I like to do it like this better. And of course, we should also enter amount of works hours that are planned for maintenance for performing these works, because those works will be sent to our engineers to perform it. Again, let's make 4. Important thing that you can add some documentation here if you want to share it with your colleagues. Right now, we'll just skip this part. And let's check everything, if everything correct. Yes, everything's fine. Click save and move on. So we have our works created. Okay, now it's time to create an equipment, a piece of equipment that is, oh, we have some questions coming. Okay, let's just answer a couple of questions. Air quality monitor available. Very good question. Thank you. So air quality monitors are available in our enterprise version. At the end of the webinar, I will tell you about our sensor solution that includes also CO2 sensors that can be attached to the equipment. But please wait for the end of the webinar. I will tell a couple of words about possibilities to integrate air quality sensors. Thank you. So let's go back to our maintenance schedule creation. And the next thing that we want to register is equipment. So finally, we can add our aircon. Let's call it Panasonic, for example. So if you have Panasonic aircons there, and let's take one. So the next obligatory part is you should check and you should enter the premises, the room that this aircon is located. We also switched the system that we're adding to aircons. Let's keep this in mind. Again, if you see too many things here, you can just not scroll or just input like aircons, and you see just entering buttons. It's in every part of our system. You just either can select or dial the letters in the interface. And again, a very important part is that we should enter the name of the person inside the company that is responsible for your for this equipment. Again, some description, some files, pretty the same. Add any data that you think is valuable for your colleagues and employees. So this is like basic features. So, okay, we have our aircon registered. Now, if you have like, this is usually not the only piece of equipment that you have here. If you have more aircons, you shouldn't at that point register any more ones. First of all, you should create a template. The first piece of equipment, just imagine, is like a template for other ones. This is how you can use the power of copying, of cloning the equipment, and that you won't have to enter like fill in like 10 or 100 forms. Let's first create a perfect piece of aircon Panasonic, and then we'll clone it throughout the system. So how we can do it? First of all, let's go to the system management. So we go back to the systems. We have our split aircons here, and we go to the system management. This is a very important part of the interface that you shouldn't miss, because here you have connection of equipment and jobs that are coming. So let's do this. So we have our aircon here coming. Let's add one more job here, because you see, you can add your jobs in your works in the works registry. I can just input inside the system, right in the system management interface. So we want some, okay, we want some annual jobs also added. Annual maintenance. Again, workhouse, a bit more, not 4, but I think it's more 6. It's more complicated works. The frequency is annual, so 1 time in a year, and some works description. Here, let's use the same one. So very important, those description will be used for works order creation. So when this work order will be created for this work, this data will be an instruction for the employee who will perform this work. So this is the most important part of preventive maintenance planning. So let's click save. Okay, great. We have 2 jobs already here, and it's available throughout the system management. So here we have, on the left side, we have equipment. On the right side, we have jobs created for those equipment. And now magic comes in, the most important part of whole webinar. So we click here that we want to use this aircon Panasonic as a template. For example, we have another same aircons throughout the building. So click add new. We have the name coming, and we just said, okay, this one is on the next office. But basically the plans and everything is the same. So we click save, and now, the only thing I mentioned, let's call it number 2 and save. So we have two systems coming, and after all, we can add one by one, and you see that the jobs here, over here, they are the same. So you not only copy the equipment, but you also copy the maintenance plan for this equipment. So when we go inside the service card of this equipment, we see that everything is copied. And we already have the plan for the work orders throughout the year for these pieces of the equipment. That is why it's so important to make a perfect piece of the equipment first as a template and then start copying, because all the work's already assigned. Responsible person is assigned. So everything is ready for the work orders generation. But how we can have a look at everything from the top, what we've done. So this is pretty simple. We just move to our maintenance schedule. Here we have our building. We go inside the building. Here we have ventilation and climate. And here our system, split air cons. And here we have our 2 air cons coming. And the plan is, again, pretty simple. It can be filtered here by rooms, by companies, by buildings, like any kind of detail. And here we have a plan throughout the year. So from January, we have weeks coming till December, the whole year for the split aircon system is here. So, okay, now here you see, this is our jobs that we already created. This is the work hours. We have 4 and 4 coming, so it makes 8. And with using of these table, you can optimize your workflow. For example, this is not, maybe it's not efficient to use to make the works that take 6 hours at the same week. For example, you want to move this work to the next week, which is done pretty simple. You just click, drag and drop, and now you have your workflow optimized. So in the first week, you do maintenance for the 1 aircon. The next week, you do the second. This is how optimization works. Basically, the work hours here should be split by amount of the workforce that you have on the engineers and technicians that you have on your facility. This is how our planning and optimizing of the resources works. The green line is our current week. We see that nothing is planned here. So what we have done, we have created a system group. We have created an custom frequencies plus with those frequencies that you already have here, like annual, weekly, quarterly. We've created a system. And we already have 2 pieces of equipment that can be easily cloned and copied. So there can be like 10, 100, and you just creating a new one is like simple, like making a couple of clicks. So we just said, okay, we need the third one. We just click that when you use this one as a template, click add new, call it aircon number 3, and this is it. A couple of seconds, and the equipment is ready. It's already here. So now we are switching. We also created an equipment, and now we have a service card for each one, where you can see all the works that are planned. We have QR codes that can be stick to the equipment and you scan it with your app, with the ORDIN app, and you see the same service card inside the application. So you can control the equipment that how it's maintained. And when the works are performed, that means that here will be also information about work with photos, with the information about person who've done, with the total information about equipment. So all these service cards, they are gathered together as an electronic passport for the building, where for each piece of equipment, you can plan and track the quality of preventive maintenance works. So, and the last but not least part, and this is the last that will be covered in the next webinar, is work orders management, because it's not like preventive maintenance, not about planning, it's about preventing and making works. So here, each week on Monday, the system automatically generates works orders that are automatically routed for the personnel who are responsible for this equipment. And if we have a look inside of the work order, you will see that the whole information and the checklists are copied from the plan. So you don't have to fill in those work orders. They are created from the scratch. But more details about this we will discuss on our next webinar, where we go through the works issues management, working with the mobile app, photo validations, and gathering everything in the single report as a single point of truth about preventive maintenance of your building, of your customers. So now we can switch and make a short wrap up. And questions, again, if you have anyone, this is the perfect time to post it in the chat down side of the bottom of the page, where you can click and ask questions if you have any. So the key question from me: how long does it take for us to create those plans for air cons? Let's have a look. It's 5:34, so we spent 25 minutes with comments, with doing it very slowly, but we filled in the service card, the plan, the work orders schedule within one system. And it didn't took too many times. So this is really easy, and you can do it. You can try it on your own, because access to our system is open. Here we have a link where you can log in, register your building, and start doing the same, planning your preventive maintenance, playing around with the system, and do it with your own hands. And we are here in ORDIN, always online. We can help you. If you have any questions, we have the same chat inside our interface. So this is pretty easy. Please join our community, install our software, which is very simple. You just register and start working, and this is it. So again, the second part, where we'll cover works, preventive maintenance, work orders management, will be 21st of June. It will be the same. We will work with the mobile app. We will work with work orders. We will execute it, change statuses, attach photos, and see how the execution of the preventive maintenance plan works. Basically, this is the most complicated, and it's not really complicated, as you've seen, the part of any computer-aided facility management software, which is pretty simple. So here's our contacts. Feel free to drop on us email, message, call, any way that will be comfortable for you. And remembering the question about the air quality monitors, let me announce our new extension for our software. It's called ORDIN Sense, which is sensors first facility management software. So through our hub, we can connect stickable, very cheap sensors for the outdated equipment that doesn't have connection with the BMS or any kind of outdated equipment, and we can detect anomalies and abnormal behavior of the equipment before any failures happen. And those notifications are sent to your mobile phone, and the engineers can skip unnecessary monitoring, unnecessary checkups of the old equipment, and just react on the notifications about abnormal behavior of the pumps or the air cons, just by with their phone, SMS, or email. So again, this is a new extension. Yes, we have CO2 sensors connected there. So feel free to call, to write, and because we are onboarding pilots. If you want to join us and try our new piece of software, those sensors first facility management system, we will be happy to talk. Okay, I think we already have 40 minutes of our webinar. So again, last chance to ask some questions, or just if you have more questions afterwards, or you're looking this video in a pre-recorded way, again, just click the chat button in the bottom of the page, and we will be happy to answer and to help you with your facility management. If you have any questions about software and real estate, we're also we'll be happy to talk to you. Okay, company is ORDIN. My name is Dennis. Thank you very much for watching this video. Thank you, Anna, for helping, for answering questions in the chat. And see you on our next webinar again, which takes place 21st of June, 5 o'clock, the same time as today. And in order to register to that webinar, it will be held on the same page, on the same link. You just need to log in, reload the page at 5 o'clock, and you'll be able to attend it. So register if you are, all those people who have registered through this form with their emails for this webinar, you don't have to register one more time. You will just receive a notification and link. And if you haven't registered, or you're watching this video in the pre-recorded way, please just go down to the page, input your email, and you receive notification and the link. Thank you, and have a nice day. Hope to see you in our next webinar. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.